But then it moved on, didn't it? Need
Most
for Speed 2 was kind of just the Barry Boy racing for the sake of Barry Boy racing. The whole point was just go chav it up big style, steal your mum's Toyota Corolla and go...
Let's face it, I mean, the best cars you could get on Need for Speed 2 were
the Skyline,
the Evo, the Subaru and the Skyline.
No one likes Subarus.
Then you go to, well, Most Wanted, and you had the Prestige, didn't you? I mean, you could drive Murcielagos, you could drive McLaren SLRs, Porsche Carrera GTs.
The Porsche Carrera GT,
the noise! Oh, God.
That was a real pervy moment there, captured in perfect silence, wasn't it?
Actually, we should explain a little bit further here that the whole point of the game was to get through this blacklist.
Which I thought was a bit racist.
15 drivers which you had to beat basically, and you had to beat them by achieving their milestones because they would have like speeding tickets and shit like that, wouldn't they? You had to get
a rap sheet equal to theirs, but the driving model was just slightly tweaked from Underground 2, so it was perfect.
The Most Wanted just looked great. Like the first time you started up, you're like, man, this looks
awesome.
amazing.
Awesome.
And it's in daytime, and the first time you see a cop car and it's that zoomed in thing,
you're
like, oh shit, man,
that's amazing. I almost forgot about the slow motion.
The cop chasers.
The slow motion. Do you remember you could hit the speed, the time breaker?
What did they call it? It had a silly name. Like
time breaker or?
Time breaker. So you could get through like barriers and stuff like that. I mean, the whole point of the game was the police chases. You had standard squad cars, FBI cars.
Eventually they used to send those SUVs the other way, didn't they?
Drove it.
Yeah, they were so difficult to avoid, weren't they? And then the really hardcore Corvette police as well.
Oh, that game was so good. And then you had the stupid lorries where you had to hit them and all the logs come down. And
Seat breakers.
Seat breakers with the donut stands.
Petrol stations and all sorts.
Petrol stations were amazing because they blew up and killed people.
that game for me was really cool just because it brought it back to what Need for Speed used to be. Like with the police chases and the daytime racing. You know, Need for Speed was never always in the night time. Underground just did that because they thought it was cool, and that's when chavs did most of their racing. But like Most Wanted, the fact that that's when you were trying to get away from police and stuff, that was awesome. The funniest kind of, not really a cheat, but a shortcut. If you get arrested, you lose all your stuff, you lose a lot of money. But if you just hit Alt F4, it just quits the game. It doesn't save the game. It doesn't go through any menus the way it auto saves normally. It just quits the game. So you just go Alt F4, start the game back up again, and you're fine.
Because it would auto save at the point before you took them on.
That's right.
So you just Alt F4, take them on again.
That was one of the hardest things I've ever done in the game. I think is to do that half an hour police chase.
Did you do any of the challenges?
Yeah, where you were in that like.
I did all of them.
The one I did. Wasn't that I got away in the cement mixer?
Yeah, you had to get away in a cement mixer.
Yeah.
You had to steal a cement mixer and get away. Being chased by loads of rhinos.
Yeah.
Because you were in, not obviously real rhinos, those SUVs.
Those SUVs, yeah.
Being chased by real rhinos would have been a bit easier. Just distract them with something red.
Well, that was one of the only games I think I've played where you just feel happy just bumming around, not even doing the mission, just tearing up in those cars.
Even though you knew there was a risk of the police, and sometimes you were worth far too much money to be caught, you'd still go everywhere at 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, like you're gonna do any different. It was toll booth races, and that was just a sprint, basically.
Yeah, they were great though.
I loved the toll booth races.
I loved the toll booth races because, like, the idea that the photo you get at the end is from the speed camera. It's brilliant. I had a great time with that game. That was 1 or 2 years after.
That was in
Underground
2004. No, 5. Most Wanted was 2005. So it was 1 year after Underground 2. They did one every year. 2003, 2004, 2005.
It felt like a long time, and it felt like it was cool to.
It felt long overdue, didn't it?
Yeah. And it was such a good little sequel, and it kind of. I always worried with Need for Speed is that you think how far is this going to go, how many series is this going to get before it gets boring. But then you had Most Wanted, and you were like, yeah, okay, that's a complete rewrite of the game, and that's brilliant.
But for me, the Most Wanted was as far as I went with it.
I'd say it's the best. So
yeah, it is the best. I mean, after that, really, it just started to go downhill, didn't it?
They became Xbox games. After Most Wanted, they became Xbox games.